Hi, my name is Melissa Porter, and welcome to our Holocaust Museum. This is put on every year at Community School of Davidson by our 6th grade students, and we are excited to have you here and to share with you all about the Holocaust in a museum form. This began 10 years ago when the charter school opened their middle school, and we are studying the Holocaust and World War II. And at that time, I was trying to think about the best way to introduce the Holocaust in a way that would touch the children's hearts, and that they could help bring change to the world. And I went and visited the Holocaust Museum in Washington, D.C. And then after that trip, I was inspired and I had a dream. And when I woke up from that dream, I knew I needed to recreate something like that with the students, and that would help them really understand the Holocaust and have that moment where their heart was connected to other parts of humanity, and that would hopefully create change. And again, that started 10 years ago. So what we do is the 6th graders, they study the Holocaust, and as they study it, they learn about the events of it, how it came to be, why it happened, the people involved, and then after they've learned that rich curriculum, then we start talking about a museum and how that museum got formed and why we want to put together a museum. There's so many great pieces of the museum to get put together that is authentic, rich, deep learning from the opportunity for the kids to learn about it, to read about it, to write about it, to research it, then to create different pieces of the museum, putting together things that are important to them and they want to share with other people. And then we have a night where we actually bring in a Holocaust survivor that will speak to us and speak to the students. The students then get a card that reflects a person from the Holocaust. It is a real person's story. We get it from the Holocaust Museum in Washington, D.C., and they read that card and they go through the museum as if they were walking in the shoes of that person, learning that person's fate as well as they walk through it. And as you walk through the museum, it starts chronologically, and you learn about the rise of Hitler, you learn about what happens in the ghettos, you learn about Anne Frank, you learn about the rail cars. You come through and see what happens to these people, and then you get inspired because you hear the survivor stories, you hear the people who went against the government at that time and said, we are going to help these people because it's the right thing to do, and you hear their stories. And then you leave inspired and hopefully changed to make the world a better place. So welcome, we're glad to have you.
Hi, my name is McKenna Neal. I go to the Community School of Davidson, and here we are in our annual Holocaust Museum. Every year, the 6th graders participate in the Holocaust Museum when we decorate the middle school for the Holocaust. The project I was working on is the Kinder Transport. The Kinder Transport was the organization that saved all the children from going to concentration camps and all these different things. It costs some money to get onto the trains, but if you had a sponsor, you would be able to. The Kinder Transport saved 10,000 children from ages 1 to 17, and lots of Jewish children as well. I'm very proud of this project. It was a great experience for all the 6th graders to do. We had lots of fun, laughed and things, and sometimes it took forever to get all the posters. I actually painted a couple of walls in the process, and it was a lot of fun. But we had different experiences throughout this time. We learned so much about the Holocaust and all the people who survived and their amazing stories about how they were saved by different people.
Hi, my name is Ryan Sink. I go to school at the Community School of Davidson. We are in our 6th grade Holocaust Museum. This has impacted me from the fact of this was a terrible time period. But through this museum, we learned that even though it was hard times, that we can do things to change. Like the boy in the starfish. He might not have saved every starfish, but just by saving one, he made a difference to that one starfish. And this just impacts us by showing us that we can make a difference. We aren't here doing nothing. We are on this earth to change this world. Even though there are acts today, we can still help remove all the evil from this world. My group in this Holocaust Museum was Auschwitz. It was a hard research. It was a hard topic because the research, we couldn't just go online and research because of all the terrible things that we would have seen. But through it, we learned that just because that something happened, that these people were murdered, doesn't mean that we can't come out here and we can't tell people about it. We are touring people right now. It was terrible at the beginning, but there were people who helped save people who were there. There was the school in Tennessee with the paperclip project, and they meant just to raise 6 million paperclips for 6 million Jewish people. But through their love, because they wanted to see what does 11 million look like. Imagine if you have a paperclip at home. Each of these paperclips could be one person who perished in this Holocaust. It doesn't have to be a million people. They didn't ask for 9 million paperclips. They asked for just one paperclip. And each of those paperclips, with their museum, well, with their memorial down there, each of those paperclips, if you just imagine, is one soul that perished. We may not remember everyone that died, because there were so many, you can't remember all of them. But if this was one person, and I remember this one person, that one person will never be forgotten. We have Miss Lee Chinkins and another survivor who we have heard before, and their stories are amazing. The things they overcame and the struggles that they worked through, they are just amazing. And so I am so glad that they are here today. I am so thankful that I can be a voice for, it might not be 11 million, but even if it's just 30 people or whatever, I am speaking for all their lives who their voices were lost. But just because their voices were lost doesn't mean we can't give them a voice. It doesn't mean we can't be and give them new life.